Man, we got to look at this clip of George Galloway going in on Piers Morgan. First of all, Piers has returned to form. Piers is back to being Piers Morgan. I thought it was an old tweet when I first saw it, but no, it's Piers Morgan. Hold on 1 second, let me pull it up for you guys.
Exclusive satellite images.
Look at this shit. Oh, Hamas 100% beheaded and raped innocent people on October 7th. The fact that you don't think they did just proves that what a loathsome liar you propaganda. What a loathsome liar and propagandist you are responding to Marandi's Professor Marandi. Oh, let me pull it up for you guys. Sorry, I thought I already pulled it up. Yeah, yep, it's Piers Morgan for you. You know what? Didn't I tell y'all this was coming? I know. Once again, I ain't say nothing slick to a can of oil. I know y'all knew, but I just gotta say that I did say. I'm like, I don't know what y'all getting all excited about. I'm not about to congratulate this motherfucker for. Oh man, I disagree with Israel killing children. I think that I finally reached that conclusion. Like, y'all want me to congratulate this motherfucker for being a year and a half late for agreeing that killing children is bad without a caveat? I'm not about to congratulate him for that. Nor do I believe it's genuine. It was just for the night. It was a one night stand. It was a one night stand of empathy. And now, you know, he's already left. He's already out the door before the coffee even got made. Arguing Marandi of all people, which is crazy. And y'all know that Marandi was in that studio where Marandi was getting interviewed. Y'all, I know this is crazy. It's just like weird, not a coincidence, or no, actually, yeah, I guess it was a weird string of events, coincidence of events. In that same studio where he was getting interviewed, in the same studio that I was preparing, to do an interview in, that studio was attacked while Marandi was involved in an interview with Piers Morgan. And George Galloway noticed and said something about it. And I'm like, oh shit. Bro, when I read that tweet from George, because I hadn't even put two and two together. At the time I was, so worried about everybody there. I hadn't even put two together because I forgot that Marandi goes to that studio to conduct his interviews. I'm like, yo, no, Piers wouldn't. And then I remember Rupert Murdoch. I remember who paid his bills. I remember how many times I watched people sit up there on camera and give him all of the facts. And even after he received all of the facts, he will look at you like you didn't say a motherfucking word and just repeat the exact same Zionist talking points. And it would make sense. It would make all the sense in the world that he would have to revert to the mean, that he would have to regress to the average, because this is a new front for Israel. Israel crossed the line before, therefore, it was like shit. For the sake of the show, you can admit, like, yeah, they killing kids. You can say that that's bad, I guess. But this is a new front. So now he got to do what? He got to flip. He got to go back to being the Piers that we all loathe and detest. But like the fact that it is a real possibility that was coordinated and Piers is involved, bro. I mean, I know Piers is a piece of shit, but that is like that's next level. And it's also something that Israel and the Mossad would do. These motherfuckers have killed more journalists in the last year and a half than any country has killed any amount of journalists in the history of the world. I would venture to make a guess that all the countries combined in the history of the world have never collectively killed as many journalists as Israel has killed, and their families, not just the journalists, but their families too, in the last year. Literally. That's not even hyperbole. So, would y'all put it past Israel to do this? No. I mean, targeting journalists is what they do. But would y'all put it past Piers to set up an interview specifically to carry out this goal? No, actually, I wouldn't. I guess that's what the scary part is. And it looks like my man George Galloway would not put it past him either and call his ass out directly. I know George don't pull no punch when it comes to Piers tap dancing at him.
By my team. To be clear, I'm being told by my team in my ear as we speak that outside of Iran, there has been no independent verification of what you are saying. So
it's
you are believing
television.
So you are believing the
it's
words of the Iranian regime. And
you
forgive me if I will wait for independent corroboration before believing what the Iranian regime
you
says.
Don't believe,
you
don't believe
are an Iranian regime stooge
you don't believe
who believes
that
anything
Professor
they say.
Marandi, your frequent guest, that gentleman, was bombed.
He's not a gentleman.
Today. He's not a gentleman. I think most...
Ladies and gentlemen, that's what we would call a dog whistle. And I want to be very clear. Piers Morgan is a racist piece of shit. So like he does view non-white people, and I would probably venture to say even specifically non-British people as less than. And you can see the way that how he goes about conducting his interviews and how he talks to people. Like calling Marandi is one of the kindest people. Even in his disagreements, he's a very kind individual. He's not a gentleman. He's not. What? Bruh.
Of the people who've ever watched him think he's a gentleman.
No, I don't think he's a gentleman. I think he's a very disingenuous man who spews a lot of bullshit.
They don't think he's lying, Piers. They don't think he's lying.
Oh, they do, George. They do. They do.
They think he's lying when he says he was bombed in the Iranian TV station today.
He wasn't bombed. He was on air talking to me. What are you talking about?
There's footage.
How was he bombed and talking to me?
Actually, yeah, we all saw, y'all all saw that footage, right? Where they were bombed. They had to, and at least for the live show on another part of the studio, the girl, the fucking building's coming down. The presenter had to run because the fucking ceiling was coming down. They moved to a different part of the studio, resumed, and literally she was like, "Do it again, motherfuckers." Basically, is what she said. There's more than like. I was impressed, honestly, the fact that they were able to keep it up and run. But unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that they reinforced their buildings to prepare for such things. That's the unfortunate reality of it. But like, are we? Did everybody in the studio fake being bombed? Like, so even the text, because my interview I was supposed to be, my interview got canceled, y'all. Because where they were supposed to conduct it at, it wasn't possible. They had limited resources available to do interviews. I'm assuming the reason that his interview was able to continue is because he was in studio, so they didn't have to connect outside. I'm a remote interview, so it's different. But my interview was canceled, and they were terrified. So like everybody's lying. And I wasn't aware that Marandi was supposed to conduct an interview with Piers Morgan, and I got the information. So everybody lying, Piers, and like fucking George said, it was on TV. It's like, open your phone. There are other parts of the studio that were live at the time. that they show what happened. Oh, hold up. Let me see if I can find it. Damn. I'm gonna finish letting George cook his ass, and I'm gonna show y'all.
He was talking to me.
Of the TV station
How on
burning.
earth was he being bombed
Anyway,
as
listen,
he talked to
Piers,
me? Complete nonsense, man.
Piers,
You're talking
as
nonsense.
your dick is so much bigger than my dick, as your dad is so much bigger than my dad, and as your television program is so much bigger and better than mine, I'll say goodnight to you because I have rather more wholesome people.
Oh, you're running away. Okay.
No, I'm not running away, but I won't be coming back.
Yeah.
Because I made the mistake of thinking that you were an honest man.
Yeah.
In fact, you're a slippery.
That's okay, because I never made that mistake with you. So don't worry about it. I never made that mistake with you, George. I always thought you were thoroughly disingenuous, and you prop up these evil regimes.
Damn, bro. I think that Piers Morgan might be half Israeli the way all that confession out here. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of accusations going on. We already know. He's literally accusing George of being everything that he is. This is Piers. Like, really, bro? You're calling George disingenuous? You're calling George and Marandi disingenuous? You, Piers? Okay.
Reasons that completely baffle me. And you think you're the right guy. You think you're the honest guy. And actually, you know what? You're the kind of guy that 1 minute you call me a rat, the next minute I'm your hero and you're praising me. It's pathetic.
Is that why you ask me onto your show every single week, Piers?
Sorry?
Flex!
Every single week. I've got the text. Every single week you ask me onto your show.
He said every single week you blowing up my phone like a side chick who got cut off. Piers, get off my dick. Called him out. Every single week. And if he's saying every single week, I believe him. Because he wouldn't just make that up. That's a very specific ass accusation. He said every single week, and he ain't emailing him. He's texting him, begging him to come on. Hey, I have some free time. If you're available, George, I know you're so busy trying to travel and run for politics and winning elections and spending time with your family and you got your own show up. Hey, man, just don't forget about me, okay? Your boo, Piers.
Because I'm all these things you just accused me of?
No, I don't mind having you on to challenge you. No problem.
Every week? You ask me every week?
Every week?
You apparently
we last asked
you on 6 weeks ago. Why are you lying? We haven't asked you on the 6 weeks.
You asked me to come on every single
3rd of May, we asked you last time. 3rd of May, you're lying.
Your dick may be bigger than mine.
George.
Your
3rd
dick
of May,
may be bigger than mine.
3rd of May.
Your show may be bigger than mine.
Ago.
But I'll tell you what, Piers, you're a busted flush.
Nah, that's facts. The fact that George said he won't go on his show again, it speaks volumes. That speaks volumes because you can tell he was genuinely pissed. And George and Piers always get into it. That's not new. But it's like, you gonna sit here and fucking try to tell me that you didn't watch this man get bombed? Like, that we didn't watch this building get bombed? You were going to literally try to pretend like this man's life wasn't in danger and then try to use the same strategy you use, whether it be to argue against Putin puppet talking points or Assad talking points or Hamas. Like, you're going to use that same, this man's life is in danger, was under threat, under duress. And this is a person that George considers a friend and that you would assume that Piers would consider, at least from a professional perspective, a fellow journalist, a colleague. And the building was targeted. Like, even if it wasn't Marandi, all those people, those journalists, producers, writers, editors, fucking mailmen, like you're gonna just brush that off like it didn't happen? So all the you finally got the balls to admit that almost everything Israel was talking about before regarding Gaza was a lie, and now all of a sudden everything Israel says is the truth. Or if Israel didn't say it, it's the truth. Whose confirmation are you waiting on? Hold up. I gotta show y'all this video, because some of y'all might not have seen it. We got it on hotspot. You know we got it on hotspot. We got everything on hotspot. Everything. Go forward. Hotspot. At hotspot. Matter of fact, my man Nick covered it. So we gonna let him talk about it. Bong bong. We gonna let Nick talk about it.
Idril kill Professor Saeed Mohammed Marandi? Did Piers Morgan collaborate with the Mossad in order to help Idril kill Professor Saeed Mohammed Marandi of the University of Tehran? Hear me out. Professor Marandi is a very well-known prominent figure who often goes on Western media outlets in order to debunk Zionist imperialist propaganda. Professor Marandi was preparing to clash with Piers Morgan when Idril bombed Press TV, where he was located. Weird, I thought Idril's goal was to get rid of Iranians' nuclear facilities. Why are they bombing Press TV and trying to murder journalists and intellectuals? It's almost like this is a war on the Iranian people, instead of a war just to prevent Iran from getting a nuclear bomb. And because of his work exposing the genocidal crimes of the Israeli state, Professor Marandi has become enemy number one for the Zionist regime. So it makes sense that Idril wanted to target him. The question is, how did they know that he was going to be at Press TV giving an interview at that time? Did Piers Morgan set up Professor Marandi? Piers Morgan is a known Israeli asset who's been providing non-stop propaganda in order to justify Israel's genocidal war. Considering the Mossad has their hands all over the media in the UK, it wouldn't surprise me if Piers Morgan set up Professor Marandi. Thank God that Professor Marandi survived Idril's assassination attempt. Godspeed to him and the entirety of the Iranian people who are currently resisting Israeli terrorism.
Now, at the same time that interview was happening, this happened.
صدایی که شنیدید فضای غبارآلوده استادیوم.
And there's a video showing where the attack came from, in case Piers was curious.
که شنیدید صدای متجاوز به خاک وطن، صدای متجاوز به صدای حق و حقیقت است. آنچه که ملاحظه کردید، صدایی که شنیدید، فضای غبارآلوده استادیوم.
Bruh. Yeah, the lady, she did survive. She actually went back on air like a boss. Like a boss. Bro, I would have, these people built different. I want to say that I would have been shaking. Actually, no, on my ass, I probably would have been on air, but using a lot more cuss words and saying some shit. But these people built different. I will tell you that. She could have been crushed. I mean, there's so many things that could have. Like you gotta think about it. They're about to go to work every day this week. They didn't take off. They didn't like, yo, man, please take a mental health day. Like, go be with your families. Y'all could have lost your lives today. No. She went right back on air like 30, 45 minutes later. Like, nah, cuz y'all gonna keep getting this work. I'm gonna keep telling this truth. Y'all bombing me because of what the fuck I'm saying. Y'all are bombing me because I'm telling the truth. That's why Israel bombs and attacks journalists. That's crazy. I don't see a fucking nuclear weapon under this studio, but y'all ain't have no problem attacking it. That's why y'all bombing us. And that's why George is like, I'm not going back on your show. Because when we have disagreements, that's one thing. We can have fierce disagreements. We can call each other names, but bro, you were about to sit here and pretend like this man's life wasn't in danger, and now you look even more suspect. Now you look even more suspect. Because you're going to pretend like you had no, like, no, that I'm not going to, you're going to believe what Iran says. What? No, motherfucker, we all watched it. We all saw it. All of us. We all got phones. We got side by side. We know when she came back. Marandi was talking to you. Like I said, I was literally texting, preparing to do an interview. I was prepared. I'm going to see, whenever we do this show, so the plan, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, me, David, Huyeden, and Nick Cruz from RBN, plan on doing a hotspot stream. All the hotspot content creators. And I'm going to try to see if I can screenshot, not her personal information or anything like that, but like where we're talking about the studio that was attacked. Because, like, you telling me everybody lying, Piers? The video lying. Marandi lying. The presenter lying. The producer I was talking to lying. I'm lying. Everybody lying. Everybody's lying. Come on, guys. That is kind of terrifying. Huh? It's just like, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. We're running cover for Zionists as they attack journalists in other countries. Because, like, where, like, I know you don't got any integrity, Piers, but where the fuck is your humanity at? Where is your human? That's why he not going, like, nah, we're not, this is beyond politics now. This is beyond journalism. This is beyond debates. This is beyond disagreements. This is beyond all of that. This is like you have a genuine apathy, a lack of concern for people who have nothing to do with this war. In a war, by the way, that they did not start, advocating on behalf of their people through journalism, through the fourth estate that you are supposedly a part of, that you supposedly support. That is it. You are a fucking psychopath. You are a sociopath. You are a fucking sociopath. And apparently you're fucking needy. Messaging George Galloway every damn week. Please, George, just consider it. Please. I'm running out of people to debate me. Nobody wants to come on my show anymore. I don't know why. It probably has something to do with the fact that I never listen to anyone. I invite them on my show just to speak over them. But, you know, you and I, George, I could never speak over you. You're my fave. Wink, wink. Oh, man. Y'all, like this video, share this video. You support the show by joining Patreon, becoming a premium subscriber here on YouTube. Sharing obviously helps. Help us get to 1 million subs, y'all. Like I said, if you're watching on Twitter right now, go to YouTube and subscribe. Help us get to 1 million subs by next year. And let's just piss off a bunch of establishment people by helping some random bro that hates the duopoly and is anti-war get to 1 million subs. You don't even have to watch ever again. You probably should once again because you might learn something. But just go. I think we can do it. I think we can do it. If Mr. Beast can do random shit that doesn't help anybody, no offense, and become super famous for just doing random shit, just spending a bunch of money and doing random shit, pretty sure we can get to 1 million for being one of the few journalists that are willing to tell the truth at all costs. Sub. Go, subscribe.